The power of now is the hidden force that separates those who only dream from those who achieve. Every second of life is a unique gift, and within each passing moment lies the potential to rewrite your story. Many people wait for the perfect set of conditions before they take action. They tell themselves that when they have more money, more energy, more knowledge, or more support, then they will begin. But life rarely gives a perfect moment wrapped in comfort and certainty. The truth is that the perfect time does not exist. The power of now is about understanding that action taken in the present moment is more valuable than any plan postponed for a future that may never come. Every delay creates distance between you and your goal, while every step taken today builds momentum that no obstacle can stop. When you fully embrace the present, you stop giving away your energy to regret or anxiety. Regret lives in the past, and anxiety lives in the future, but power lives only in the present. It is the only place where you can think, decide, and move. By focusing on now, you claim the ability to shape outcomes with your own hands instead of waiting for someone else to change the circumstances. This mindset allows you to use whatever resources you have, no matter how small they may seem, and turn them into progress. Even a single action taken in the present has more strength than 1,000 intentions waiting for tomorrow. The power of now teaches that you do not need to have the full path clear before you start walking. You only need the courage to take the next step. Opportunities have a rhythm, and they open only for a limited time. When you hesitate, you risk losing the rhythm and watching the door close. Think of moments when you hesitated in the past and how quickly the chance slipped away. Life moves in cycles, but some chances do not return. That is why recognizing the urgency of now is so critical. The mind may try to protect you by asking for more preparation, more certainty, or more guarantees. But these are illusions created to keep you safe within the boundaries of the familiar. Growth does not happen in comfort. The decision to act now, even with fear or uncertainty, breaks the walls that hold you back and sets a new standard for your life. Taking action in the present also builds trust in yourself. Each time you choose to move instead of wait, you strengthen the belief that you are capable of creating results. This trust becomes a silent engine that carries you through future challenges. It tells you that you can adapt, learn, and overcome obstacles because you have already proven to yourself that you can act without perfect conditions. The power of now transforms fear into fuel and hesitation into strength. It teaches that the present moment is not just a space of time. It is the doorway to a different future. The more you honor it, the more opportunities reveal themselves, and the more control you gain over the direction of your life. Breaking the cycle of delay begins with recognizing how easily procrastination hides behind innocent excuses. It often wears the disguise of planning, preparation, or careful thinking. But at its core, procrastination is a silent thief that steals time and opportunities. Many people believe that waiting will make them stronger or that tomorrow will bring better conditions. They convince themselves that they need just a little more information, a little more confidence, or a little more support before they begin. But days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and before they realize it, the window of opportunity has closed. The cycle of delay is powerful because it feels safe. Waiting allows you to avoid risk and failure, but it also guarantees that nothing changes. The dreams you hold quietly in your heart will remain only dreams unless you break this pattern. The danger of delay is that it builds a habit. Each time you tell yourself you will start tomorrow, you train your mind to accept postponement as normal. Soon, hesitation becomes your default response to challenges. Instead of stepping forward, you wait for a sign. Instead of using the time you have, you hope for a perfect moment that never comes. This habit drains your energy and weakens your confidence because deep down you know you are capable of more. The longer you wait, the heavier the weight of inaction becomes. You start to feel frustration, regret, and even fear of beginning, which makes the cycle even harder to break. The key is to interrupt this pattern before it becomes permanent. Breaking the cycle starts with a single decision. Act now, even if the step is small. Action creates clarity, while waiting only creates confusion. When you take even the smallest step, making a call, writing an outline, practicing a skill, you send a message to your mind that progress matters more than perfection. Each small action begins to dismantle the wall of delay. The mind starts to shift from "I'll do it later" to "I'm already doing it." This shift is powerful because momentum builds faster than fear. One action leads to another, and soon the cycle of delay loses its grip. Another way to escape procrastination is to focus on progress instead of results. Many people delay because they are intimidated by the size of their goals. They imagine the entire journey and feel overwhelmed, so they choose to wait. But progress is made by small, consistent efforts. By breaking a goal into daily actions, you make it manageable and remove the excuse of being unprepared. Each day of consistent effort becomes a victory, and these victories accumulate into meaningful achievements. The focus is not on finishing everything at once, but on refusing to let a single day pass without movement. Time is the most valuable resource you possess, and it cannot be stored or replaced. Every moment spent delaying is a moment you will never get back. When you truly understand the value of time, the temptation to postpone begins to lose its appeal. Life rewards those who respect the present and take action even when it feels uncomfortable. The courage to start today rather than tomorrow is what separates those who talk about their dreams from those who live them. Breaking the cycle of delay is not about rushing. It is about refusing to waste the priceless opportunities hidden in each passing hour. Strength through discipline is the foundation that supports every meaningful transformation. Motivation can inspire you for a moment, but it fades when life becomes difficult or when distractions call for your attention. Discipline, on the other hand, is the steady force that carries you forward even when motivation is gone. It is the decision to keep showing up, to keep practicing, to keep learning, and to keep improving, no matter how you feel in the moment. Discipline is not about punishment or restriction. It is about self-respect. It is the recognition that your goals are important enough to deserve consistent effort, even when the process is not exciting. Those who rely only on motivation often stop when challenges arise, but those who cultivate discipline continue to move forward because their actions are guided by commitment rather than fleeting emotions. The strength of discipline lies in habits. A single act of effort is valuable, but it is repeated effort that creates lasting change. Habits shape the structure of your life. When you commit to waking up early to study, to exercise, or to practice a skill every day, you are programming success into your daily routine. At first, these habits may feel uncomfortable. The mind will resist, searching for excuses to return to comfort. But each time you follow through, you train your mind and body to accept discipline as normal. Over time, the actions that once felt difficult become automatic. This is how small, consistent steps create massive results. Discipline removes the need for constant decision-making because you no longer ask yourself whether to act, you simply act. True discipline also strengthens character. It teaches patience, resilience, and the ability to endure temporary discomfort for long-term gain. When you choose to stick to your plan instead of giving in to distractions, you develop mental toughness. You learn that feelings of boredom, fatigue, or doubt are only temporary signals, not commands you must obey. Each time you overcome these signals, you build a stronger will. This mental strength does not stay confined to one area of life. It spreads into everything you do. A person who trains discipline in their work will naturally bring that same focus to relationships, health, and personal growth. Discipline becomes a silent partner that supports you in every challenge. Another benefit of discipline is clarity. When you commit to a disciplined path, you no longer waste energy on indecision. You do not need to debate whether to study today, whether to practice today, or whether to stay consistent. The choice has already been made in advance. This frees your mind to focus on improvement rather than excuses. Discipline transforms chaos into order, turning big goals into daily tasks that can be completed one step at a time. It provides a structure that keeps you on track even when life becomes unpredictable. With discipline, setbacks are not failures. They are simply part of the process because you have already decided to keep going no matter what. Ultimately, discipline is a form of freedom. At first, it may seem restrictive to follow a strict routine, but over time it gives you control over your destiny. When you practice discipline, you are no longer a prisoner of moods, temptations, or outside circumstances. You are guided by purpose. Each act of discipline is a declaration that your future matters more than your comfort. Strength through discipline is the quiet power that allows you to build a life of achievement, not by chance, but by deliberate choice repeated every single day. Mind over fear is the ability to recognize that fear is a natural emotion, but not an unbreakable barrier. Fear often appears when you are about to do something important, something that stretches your limits or challenges your old patterns. It speaks in a quiet but convincing voice, warning you of failure, rejection, or embarrassment. While fear may feel like a signal to stop, it is often a sign that you are standing at the edge of growth. The human mind is powerful, and it can create stories that make fear appear larger than it really is. By learning to manage these thoughts, you can prevent fear from controlling your decisions and keeping you from the opportunities that could change your life. The first step in overcoming fear is to understand its purpose. Fear exists to protect you from danger, but in modern life, it often reacts to situations that are not truly life-threatening. Giving a speech, starting a business, learning a new skill, or taking a bold step in education or career can trigger the same physical responses as real danger. Your heart races, your body tenses, and your mind imagines worst-case scenarios. Recognizing that these sensations are natural but not dangerous is essential. When you name the fear and observe it instead of fighting it, you reduce its power. You begin to see fear not as an enemy, but as a sign that you are moving towards something meaningful. Once you understand fear, the next step is to face it through action. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the louder the fearful thoughts become. The mind begins to create more reasons to stay safe, and the imagined risks start to feel real. But when you take even a small action, making a call, enrolling in a class, starting a project, the fear starts to shrink. Action interrupts the cycle of overthinking. Each step forward proves to yourself that the danger you imagined was smaller than the growth waiting on the other side. You do not have to eliminate fear completely. You only need to move despite it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act while fear is present. Mental discipline plays a key role in mastering fear. The thoughts you allow to repeat in your mind shape your reality. If you constantly focus on failure or rejection, fear grows stronger. If you train your mind to focus on preparation, learning, and possibility, fear weakens. Practices such as deep breathing, mindfulness, or visualization can help calm the nervous system and redirect your thoughts. By imagining success, rehearsing positive outcomes, and reminding yourself of past victories, you create a mental environment where confidence can grow. This mental training is like exercising a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger your ability to stay calm and decisive becomes. Overcoming fear also requires acceptance of discomfort. Growth and fear often arrive together because every new level of life demands that you leave the familiar. When you accept that discomfort is part of progress, fear loses its ability to scare you away. Instead of waiting for the moment when you feel completely ready, you learn to begin while still feeling uneasy. Each time you do this, you expand your comfort zone. What once felt impossible becomes normal, and your mind begins to trust that you can handle uncertainty. Mind over fear is not about pretending fear does not exist. It is about understanding it, facing it, and moving forward in spite of it. Every courageous action you take rewires your brain to see challenge as opportunity. Over time, fear becomes less of a wall and more of a doorway, showing you exactly where your greatest growth and success are waiting. Responsibility for your path is the understanding that your life, your choices, and your future belong entirely to you. It is the realization that no one else can carry the weight of your dreams or make the decisions that shape your destiny. Many people spend years waiting for someone to rescue them, guide them perfectly, or create the right conditions before they take action. They hope a mentor will appear with all the answers, that family will remove every obstacle, or that luck will open doors without effort. While support and guidance can be valuable, relying on others to determine your future is a trap. Responsibility means accepting that your growth, success, and happiness are your duty, and that every decision you make moves you closer to or further away from the life you desire. Taking responsibility begins with honesty. It requires looking at your current situation and admitting where your own actions, habits, and decisions have led you. This is not about blaming yourself for every difficulty, but about recognizing your role in shaping outcomes. When you accept that your choices influence your results, you gain power. If your past decisions created challenges, then new decisions can create opportunities. This perspective removes the illusion that life is controlled by luck or external forces. It reminds you that while you cannot control everything that happens, you can always control how you respond and what you do next. Owning your path also means letting go of excuses. Excuses may feel comforting in the short term, but they quietly drain your strength. Statements like "I don't have time," "I'm not ready," or "I'll start when things calm down" may sound harmless, but they delay progress. Each excuse you release frees energy for action. When you stop blaming circumstances, you begin to focus on solutions. Instead of saying, "I can't," you start asking, "How can I?" This shift in thinking opens doors to creativity and persistence. It transforms obstacles into challenges you can solve rather than barriers that define you. Another part of responsibility is self-leadership. You must become the guide you once hoped to find in others. This does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting help. It means taking the initiative to learn, plan, and act. It means creating your own standards for effort, discipline, and integrity, even when no one is watching. Leaders do not wait for permission to grow. They choose growth because they know their future depends on it. By leading yourself, you inspire others naturally, not through words but through example. Your actions show that independence and responsibility are powerful forces for success. Responsibility also includes managing your daily habits. Big goals are achieved through small, consistent choices: how you spend your mornings, how you react to challenges, how you use your time. Each habit is a vote for the person you are becoming. Choosing to study instead of scrolling, to practice instead of complaining, or to plan instead of drifting may seem small in the moment, but these choices build the path beneath your feet. Every day, you either strengthen the foundation of your future or weaken it, and the responsibility for that foundation belongs to no one but you. Finally, responsibility empowers you to create meaning in your life. When you accept that you are the author of your story, you stop waiting for happiness to arrive by accident. You begin to design your days, pursue knowledge, and develop skills that align with your purpose. Challenges become opportunities to prove your strength rather than excuses to give up. Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. It frees you from dependency, fear, and regret by placing the direction of your life firmly in your own hands, where it has always belonged. The legacy of action is the lasting mark you create by choosing to act when others hesitate. Every decision you make, every step you take, becomes part of the story that will outlive you. People often believe that legacy is built only by great achievements or extraordinary events, but it is actually formed by consistent actions over time. Each day you decide whether to leave behind a life of excuses or a life of courage. The choices you make today ripple into the future, shaping not only your own destiny, but also the lives of those who watch you, learn from you, or are inspired by your example. Action is powerful because it creates results, and results create memories, lessons, and opportunities that endure long after a single moment has passed. The legacy of action begins in the present. It is easy to talk about dreams and goals, but words without action fade quickly. Promises are forgotten if they are not backed by effort. When you take consistent action, you transform intentions into reality, and reality is what people remember. Whether you are pursuing education, building a career, or improving your character, the actions you take today become the evidence of your commitment. Over time, these actions create a body of work, a pattern of discipline, and a story of resilience that others can look to for guidance and motivation. A legacy is not something you write in a single day. It is the accumulation of small, deliberate steps repeated over a lifetime. Action also teaches lessons that can be passed on to others. When you face challenges and continue moving forward, you gain wisdom that cannot be learned from books alone. These lessons become part of your legacy because they inspire and guide those who come after you. A child watching a parent work hard, a student observing a teacher's dedication, or a friend seeing someone rise after failure. All of these moments carry silent messages about strength and perseverance. Your willingness to act, even when it is difficult, gives others permission to believe they can do the same. The courage you show becomes a gift to people you may never meet, because actions create ripples far beyond what you can see. Another reason action builds legacy is that it creates change. Waiting for the perfect moment keeps life stagnant, but action transforms ideas into impact. A single act of kindness, a single decision to learn, or a single effort to improve can set off a chain reaction of positive effects. Small actions accumulate, and over time they change families, communities, and even cultures. Your legacy is not measured by how comfortable you remained, but by how many lives you touched and how much progress you sparked. Each day offers a chance to choose movement over hesitation and influence over invisibility. The legacy of action also protects you from regret. Many people reach the later stages of life and look back wishing they had tried more, risked more, or cared less about fear. Regret is heavy because it cannot be undone, but action prevents that weight from forming. Even when you fail, the effort itself becomes part of your story. People rarely regret the steps they took. They regret the opportunities they ignored. By choosing action, you ensure that your life is defined by attempts and achievements, not by missed chances and silent dreams. Ultimately, the legacy of action reminds you that every day counts. You may not control how long you live, but you control how fully you live. Each decision to move forward, to help, to learn, or to create builds a foundation that will remain long after you are gone. Your actions are your true message to the world, and the story they tell is the inheritance you leave for those who will follow.